Hello, everyone. I'm Coach Ten, and thank you so much for joining us today. As you join this webinar, as you join the class, all I want you to do is introduce yourself and just tell us where you're joining us from. So I am Coach Ten, and I am joining from just like that. And as I see you acknowledge, I will acknowledge your state. Just type in where you're joining us from. Beautiful. I can see people from Lagos. I can see people from Kaduna. I can see people from Kano. I can see people from Abuja, even from Jos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. I am so grateful. All right. So we're going to go straight right into it. Anyone who is coming after now will have to go through the replay and, join us at the end of the day. We're going to be talking about remote work, how to land in remote work, what you're doing that you've not landed in remote work yet, how to position yourself to ensure that you are, in the right space for remote work to get the right remote work for you at this time. Okay. Now, earning in dollars is not just luck, it's a system. And tonight, I'm going to be showing you the same steps every Nigerian student, stay-at-home mom, 9 to 5 worker, every remote job worker right now is using to earn more without having to relocate or learn any complicated tech skill. And why is this training important? Now, the world of work has changed. High paying opportunities are no longer in the office. They no longer require you to be in the office. You know how our parents used to work the other time, we used to take professional exams to go to be promoted to the next level before they start to earn their first million, which doesn't make sense. Right now, you just have to sit at the comfort of your own home. You don't even need to have so much experience like that, and you can land your first million. And I'm very confident about that because it has happened to me. It has happened to a lot of Nigerians. It happens to a lot of my students. So I know. I know. For instance, this is one of my salaries for this year, and it was a 2 week. This is a 2 week salary. All right, this is a 2 week salary. This particular company pays every 2 weeks, and this is a sales job. So, and this sales job is not even very demanding. I hardly am on the phone for more than 2 hours in a day, and this is my 2 week salary. So, and one of my students also got the job. This is also her week. This is also her salary as well. Now, who is this program for? If you are a student, you want an extra income. If you're a stay-at-home parent, you want flexibility. If you're a Nigerian 9 to 5 worker or any African 9 to 5 worker at all, this program and this training is for you. Anyone tired of earning in their local currency and want to start earning in foreign currencies, this is for you. Now, what you're going to learn today, how to identify the right skill, how to build a professional brand through your CV, LinkedIn, and where to also find these interviews. These high paying jobs, these dollar paying opportunities, where to find them. And then at the very end, for those who stay, I will make you an offer to get all my courses, my tools, templates, to work with me personally, and to also guarantee your success as well. So that means we're going to be sharing 3 secrets today. So let's get right into it so I don't waste your time. Now, you may be getting rejected because of these things. You treat your CV and your LinkedIn like a list of job duties. So we're going to talk about that and how to upgrade your LinkedIn and your CV, because most of these companies do not care about your certificates. They don't care about the duties, all the duties that you can do. They basically just care about results. Bring them results and they're good. And your CV usually screams, hire me, hire me, hire me. Oh, your CV is 105 pages. I'm exaggerating. What I mean is your CV is more than 1 page. So we're going to go into that, and we're going to treat that as well. You apply to the wrong places, you do not have the right skill, or you do not know how to put the right skill into play so that it works for you. So we're going to be fixing all of those things today. Okay. Now we're going to be starting with identifying the right skill when you have absolutely no experience at all. In today's job market, transitioning into a new career requires leveraging on skills that you already have, because nobody has another 5 years to go and start gathering experience. Okay, so you already have experience in a few things that you've done, even if you're a student, even if you're just starting out, you already have experience. Why I know that you already have experience is that you have done defense one way or the other, whether you're in 200 of you have sure done defense in a way, you have done your assignment, you've had to do assignments, you've had to do tests, you've had to do exams. So you've had to go through one thing or the other that has given you experiences that has made you ready for the real world. And most of the experiences we have gotten to get us ready for the real world is basically the experience that everybody just needs for you to just fine tune, put on your CV, and you're good. So we're going to be looking at some of those experiences, right? Now, these are known as transferable skills. So skills that you learned from doing some other things, skills that you learn from doing some other things like being, like I said, being a student, doing other stuff like that. You've picked up one or two skills, probably is not very visible to you because you're not paying attention to it. So we're going to bring it to light today so that you can pay attention to it and know exactly what you need to do um, to land again remote jobs. Now, these are called transferable skills, which can be applied across various roles and industries. Now, this lecture will explore key transferable skills, how they apply to different career parts, and practical ways to also harness them effectively. What are transferable skills? Transferable skills are abilities you gain from past jobs that apply to many roles, such as communication, organization, leadership. They matter because they show recruiters how your experiences connect to a job's requirement, even if you lack direct experience. So, highlighting both your specialized and transferable skills on your resume makes you more competitive and appealing to employers. All this English is just telling you that you already have skills that we can transfer from one place to the other. That's all this English. All right. Now, example of the skills are communication skills, problem solving, time management, adaptability, customer relationship management. How can you transfer the skills? Or sometimes these are soft skills. These are sometimes we grew up with these skills. What I mean by that is, let's say um dispute management is a skill that you can have. Now, dispute management can be learned either on a job or can be learned as you grow. Let's say you are a firstborn child, male or female, wherever you are, and you've had to resolve quarrel between your siblings every time they're fighting, every time, and you have to calm everybody down and all of these things. Do you know that that was already you building dispute management from within? You already have experience in dispute management, and that is a skill that can be used even in the professional world. All you have to do is just hone it, just sharpen it small, shape it, make it just be all right. You understand? So some of these things we grew up with, some of these things we had to learn, some of these things are, this one is just our personality. There are some people who naturally just know how to communicate. They know how to communicate their feelings articulately. They know exactly what they're feeling. I recently just started learning that, how to communicate my feelings, like exactly what I'm feeling. I recently just started to learn it. I didn't grow up with it, right? Some people grew up with it, and that's just how they are. Now, they had those people have excellent communication. Communication is not speaking. Communication is somebody is communicating and somebody else understanding. Just like how our African parents, when they look at you, you are doing something wrong, and they look at you, you already know they are communicating. You understand. That is a communication. Do you understand? Uh-huh. Now, communication, a skill like communication can also be learned by, or can also be gotten, like a housewife who plans family schedules, explain chores clearly, and everybody understands, and everybody just goes to do what she said. That's clear communication because she has communicated, they understand, and everybody does what they need to do. Problem solving, a student who finds a way to finish their assignment with limited data and maybe limited access to the materials that they have. Um, they solve the problem. That's a skill. They didn't panic, right? You know how something happens now. Maybe somebody just hears a loud bang, panic everywhere before the person comes down to even find what the problem is. Do you understand? That's not a problem solving skill. That's a skill. That's something you need to learn. However, there are some people where something serious is going to happen right now, and they will first calm down and analyze the situation and then go for it. So problem solving skill is a skill that needs to be learned. Time management. Time management as well. Very important skill that you need to learn. Adaptability. I feel like every African already understands how to adapt. I think it's just in every African to adapt, because we adapt every day to bad governance. We adapt every day to the very nasty things being done to us in our various countries. And I think that that alone in itself is an ability that you need to single out and bring from yourself, because a lot of the foreigners are looking for that, because there will be a day you will be at work and they will just change the entire system of working, change the CRM system, change every software that you know how. They will just change it, and you have to start adapting to that particular environment, that particular CRM, tool and everything. Customer relationship management. Let's say you're a church worker who is an usher. You welcome visitors, you talk to them. That's you knowing how to do customer relationship management. Now I'm bringing this as simple as possible to us so that we understand that we already have these skills from simple things that we already do in our daily lives. You don't necessarily need to be in an office or to have worked in a professional setting to think that you already have experience. You already have the experience needed for the jobs I'm going to be introducing to you today, because these are entry level jobs, easier jobs that you can do remotely without having to learn a very serious tech skill. Shall we get? Sales and persuasion. Let's say someone who convinces people to go on a trip, someone who convinces people to spend their money, someone who convinces people to do what originally they probably wouldn't do. Technical proficiency, you knowing how to use technical tools easily. So you go online, you are it's very easy for you to use platforms, to use softwares, to get used to games. This gaming platform is very easy for you to get used to them. You already have a little bit of technical proficiency. Data entry and organization. Let's say parents who usually keeps tracks of bills, expenses, or a business owner, small business owner that already has experience keeping track of their customer inquiries and all of those things. Multitasking. I think that we all know how to multitask, especially females. Females know how to multitask a lot. We carry plenty things in our hand. Yeah. Plenty, and they will not fall. We have a very sharp idea of where everything is, and nothing is going to fall. Conflict resolution. I think we've talked about conflict resolution. Is the same thing as dispute resolution. Now, the second secret that most people tend to overlook is their CV and their LinkedIn. So now, when your CV is being is when your CV when you apply and you submit your CV to an application, what happens is it doesn't get seen by a human, especially these days, because there are a lot of people who are applying for things. No human is going to go over 4,000, 5,000 CVs. That's crazy. Right now, they do what? They automate the process. AI is doing a lot of things for everybody right now. So they automate the process. Now, when they automate the process like that, they tend to use a system called applicant tracking system, which is ATS. Now, the applicant tracking system is what companies use to scan CV before the recruiter even opens it. And this is when the recruiter, and even when it gets to the recruiters, they usually use about 6.5 minute seconds to go through your CV. If it is worthwhile, if it's not, you throw it away. If it is, they put it aside so that they can take a closer look at your CV again. Now, if your CV isn't ATS friendly, it goes straight into the trash. That means that all your effort of applying has been wasted. And we all know that when we're applying for things, some of them have these tests that they will do. They have personality test, they have kidney contest, they have that test. You have to go through plenty. Imagine going all through that. Like you have spent 1 week to apply for, like, let's say 50 jobs. And all those 50 jobs, they just pew. Why? Because your CV did not meet the ATS standard. All right, so let's fix that. Let's fix that. Now, here's why your CV fails. the check. You are using fancy designs and templates. You are using fancy design, guys. Let your CV be as boring as the most boring CV is the most appreciated CV by recruiters. No fancy design, no Canva design. Just leave Canva alone. If it's your CV, just leave it alone. Just go to your Google Doc or your Word document on Microsoft, and then just do your CV. You can use Canva for your portfolio if you're a virtual assistant. You can use Canva for your portfolio designs or your classroom designs, especially if you're a teacher teaching English as a second language. You can use Canva for designs, not for your CV. Shouldn't be a design. Your CV should be CV. All right. You are saving your CV as an image or PDF with non-readable text. So most of us usually use most of these CV builders, these CV software builders, to build our CV. And by the time we want to download it, because we're using the free version, it will not allow you to download it until you pay. So most of us, what we do is we now screenshot it and we keep it as our CV. That is not helping your case. It's not helping you. It's damaging you. That's what it's doing. Okay. So because by the time it's now in a picture form, the ATS cannot read it, and then again gets thrown into a trash. And you may actually be very qualified for the job, but because of the way your CV is appearing, you are not getting seen by a human. All right. You are not using keywords from job description. There are things called keywords on every application, every job description. Every job description has keywords, not has keywords, multiple keywords. Now, when a job description pops up on your phone, your laptop, and you go through the job description, they're looking for somebody who knows how to do this, somebody who has this skill, somebody who can communicate using so blah 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 blah. Those are keywords. When a job is being specific about some things, those are the keywords. Now, how I usually find very important keywords on an application, especially if I'm doing mass applications, what I do is I take that application, I copy the application, I put it on ChatGPT, and I tell it to map out the important keywords. Now, those keywords is what I bring out, and then I scatter them on my CV. Now, while we're on the subject, I need you not to ever use one CV for all the job applications you're applying for. Don't do that. Make sure you customize every CV for every application. No application is the same. No application is the same. Make sure you customize your CV for every application that you are doing. Don't go and use one application. You might have so many skills and talents. You might have worked in so many places. And I understand the need to want to tell people that, hey, this is what I can bring to the table. But sometimes they don't need everything. Sometimes they just need the exact thing they are looking for. They've already given you the application, they've already given you what they're looking for. So just give them what they're looking for. Okay? All right. Now, this is an example of a CV that is a no-no, right? What I can see here, picture. I can see somebody's picture. I don't want to see somebody's picture. I don't want to see your face on your CV. Take it out. I can see we have I think this is a hexagon. I almost called it a pentagon. This is a hexagon. This hexagon's on here. That's too much graphics. I can see that this CV is divided in two. One place I can see skills and languages. The second place I can see an about me, education, experience. That's a table. I can clearly see that this is a table. I don't want it to be a table. No table should be on your CV because the ATS cannot read it. It's a very, very simple platform and very simple system, the ATS. Very simple system, doesn't like complicated things. Until it is upgraded to being complicated, let us stick at least to the simple things for now. What works right now, let us stick to it. Okay. So again, let's go over it. Picture, table, graphics, no. Again, this is a no. I see I would say a lot of graphics, see the shadows, see the although this is excusable because he's a graphics designer, so he needs to show his skills, yes. But we're not going for I'm not teaching you how to be a graphics designer. I'm teaching you how to be a virtual assistant, call center agent, and an ESL teacher. Now I need your CV to be as simple as possible. This is a graphics designer, so maybe. Even a graphics designer, to be honest with you, I will not advise them to have this on their CV. I would advise them to have the graphics on their portfolio. Okay. Now, this is another CV that is kind of simple, but also a no-no because I can see tables, I can see her picture on here, and that's just no. Now, what you're going to do instead when you're doing your CV, when you are, having to create your CV, keep it clean and simple. No tables, no columns, no images. Use standard fonts like Arial and Calibri. Calibri. Oh, use standard fonts like Arial and Calibri. Now, for your CV, another thing you want to also emphasize. I want to also emphasize is do not have more than one page. More than one page as a CV, especially if you do not have up to 10 years experience. Do not have more than one page on your CV as your CV, please, please, and please. It is going to get, nobody has that time. Nobody has that time. They want you to go straight to the point. Hit the nail on the head. Stop beating around the bush on your CV. Okay, straight to the point. Okay, your name, your contact information. And when I say your contact information, I mean your phone number. That means your WhatsApp phone number, and they can reach you on WhatsApp. Because nobody's. I mean, these are foreign people. They're not. Nobody's going to be calling you. Sure, you get what I mean. Your WhatsApp phone number, your email address, because that's what they're going to most likely use to contact you, and your LinkedIn profile. Okay, very easy, very straight to the point. You can put your country if you want to. Just put Nigeria if you want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If you want to. No house address. No house address, guys. Don't put your house address. Then you now put PO box. You now put a zip code. Nobody's coming to your house. Remove it. It's not needed. All right. Use job description keywords. We have said this thing before, so let's emphasize it. Use job description keywords. Now scatter them naturally. Don't go and put on your CV keywords. Then you put the job description keyword. If I see that on your CV, I'll push you in your dream. Remove, don't do that. Okay. So what you do is you scatter them naturally. Like let's say on your executive summary, you put some keywords there while you're explaining what your executive summary is. On your under your skill section, you scatter some few keywords, like scatter them naturally in a way that it just flow as if it's part of the sentence that you want to make. Not that you now emphasize it, and don't put it on bold. Don't overdo it. Just in a very psychedelic way. You know what I mean? In a very subtle way. Just put it right there. Then add a skills section. So they need to see a skills section. What are the skills that you possess? Now write achievement-based bullet points. This is what I mean. When you are writing your experience and you say handle customer complaints, it's good. It looks professional, but it's not good enough. And we need the best. Okay. So it's not good enough. We want measurable skills. Measurable skills, measurable achievements, measurable results. Something that I can measure and hold and say, hey, if they can bring this much results to this particular company, I believe they can bring this much results to this company. So I'm going to give you an example. I was interviewing for a sales job sometime, I think last year or beginning of this year, I can't remember. And then the company I was working for required 3 sales in a day. So at the end of the week, you're supposed to be at 15 sales in a week, right? And they required you to do about 20 calls per day. So I do a lot of calling jobs. Or I have been doing a lot of calling jobs. Now the calling jobs have reduced a lot because I do other things, right? So they required us to do 20 calls in a day, 3 sales in a 3 sales. Out of those 20 calls, you're supposed to, land 3 sales in a day. And I was meeting targets, sometimes surpassing targets as well. Now, I was now interviewing for this other company who they required very little calls from you, to be honest with you, and their clients were way better. In fact, with this particular company, I was going to be doing a whole lot of consulting. than selling. Now, the consultation is supposed to lead to sales, and their clients are already ready to buy. And now, when I was talking to the to the interviewer, to the CEO of the company, I said, "This is how much value." So I valued my input to the previous company in quantifiable terms. All right. So there were numbers. So I told him in 20 calls, I bring about 3 to 5 sales daily. Now that's a quantifiable number. Now he was excited when he heard that, and he was like, "Oh, okay, if you can bring that much value to that particular company, here, this is the kind of clients we have. So I'm pretty sure you're going to be making even more sales with this particular company because you have brought so much to that particular company." Now, do you understand what I mean? If they can quantify your results, it is way better for you because it brings you in front of the competition faster than having to say, "I handle customer complaints." Should we get? Now, we don't have to think so much of of an experience that we need to have in a corporate sense. If you've ever worked as a bank teller before, I don't know if it's bank teller they used to call them, but if you have ever worked at the bank and they used to give them, and they used to usher teller to people, right? You know, those people who stand by the door of the bank, you'll be giving people teller. Even that, if it's that's the experience you have experience with customer relations, right? Now, let's say out of how many people, 50 people walk through that door, and you give them bank teller. Let's say one person decided that they want to be the person that the weapon fashioned against you that day. Maybe 1 to 10 people. You have more than 70% success in customer relations already. So you handled customer issues, 70% success. You had a 70% success in handling customer issues just by giving bank teller. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You don't need any elaborate experience to bring out quantifiable terms, if you get what I mean. You could be like, you could work in a provision store, and out of 10 people that you attended to, maybe just one person had a problem. That's 90% customer satisfaction that you brought to a company, to that particular store. And you don't necessarily need to say it's a store you work at. You can say it's a company. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So quantifiable results are what they are looking for. If you don't know how to quantify your results, that's why you need to come for our training, because we teach you these things. Last thing is, save your CV as a text-based document. So either a PDF or Word document that can be read easily by the ATS. If not, it is going to be trashed. Now, this is an example of what a CV should look like, what your CV should look like. I want it to be as boring as like this. It is straight to the point. I can see this thing is blur. But even as it's blur, I know the important parts. I know where to look for. Like, for instance, I can see the person's name. Just below the person's name, I can see the person's number, their email address, and their LinkedIn profile. And just below that, it's supposed to say executive summary. So if I'm going to be grading this particular CV, I'm going to say -1 because there's no executive summary there, indicating that that's the executive summary. Under the executive summary, this person says detail-oriented administrative professional, skilled in calendar management, travel coordination, CRM administration, and workflow optimization, adept at managing multiple priorities, problem solving, and providing top tier executive support in dynamic environments. Now, this tells me that a few of these things that this person said are already keywords. For instance, I know calendar management is going to be a keyword for whatever application he's trying to apply for. I know that administration and workflow optimization is also going to be another keyword that was on that job application. Now, you see how he has scattered small keywords on his executive summary, right? That's how it's supposed to be. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Now, just below that, we have skills and other. Now, the skills are just different skills that they already know how to do, both soft skills and hard skills. They know how to use Slack, Trello, Asana, Zoom. That's, hard skills. Soft skills are communication, administration, leadership, all of those things. Those are soft skills. Now, just below that, it's professional experience. I can see it clearly. I can see clearly what this person has done. Education, the highest level of education, that's what we want to see there. I don't want to see your school leaving certificate. I don't want to see it. It shouldn't be there. Should not be there. School leaving certificate. I went to secondary school, primary school. Um, see, see my face. I'm not smiling. Don't do that. All right. Let it be the highest level of education that you've attained. So that, because by the highest level of education that you've attained, I know that you already have others. Now, let's, or if you feel like you've done some very impressive education, you have some very impressive educational background from your bachelor's degree, you can start from your bachelor's degree into your master's degree into your PhD. If you feel like you have very impressive, excuse me, if you feel like you have very impressive educational background and you don't want that to go to waste, yes, you can put that. But let it start from your bachelor's degree and maybe awards you've won. Now, when I say awards, guys, not awards of best dressed or most finest, because I may punch you from the CV. My anger will punch you from the CV. All right. Let it be awards that are impressive. You were part of the best volunteers for a cancer awareness clinic. That's an impressive award. You were awarded best first class clinical. That's an impressive award. So impressive awards, you can put that on your CV. However, just know that you have small window, you have small time, you have small space on one page on your CV. So however it is you want to divide whatever it is that you want to say, just make it one page. Let it not be more than one page. Your LinkedIn profile is failing you. 85% of recruiters actually check your LinkedIn, especially if you're going to be applying for virtual assistant jobs. They will check your LinkedIn, because as a virtual assistant, you need to be active on LinkedIn, because that's mostly where you find your customers. So they will check your LinkedIn, all right, before hiring you. Now, your LinkedIn shouldn't be treated like your Facebook page. Do not leave it empty. Do not leave it unattended to. Make sure you put impressive things that you've done. If you've not done any impressive things, volunteer. One of the best ways to get experience is volunteering. Volunteer to people around you. So if you have like a this big people around you that you feel like they have very busy schedule, you can start to volunteer for them. Can I help you manage your calendar? Can I help you manage your, let me be a personal assistant? They don't necessarily need to pay you. Just gather your experience, because you know at the long run, you know what you're looking for. So volunteer. If you have an NGO around you, go and volunteer your services. Volunteer to be an administrative assistant. Know what an administrative assistant even does. Volunteer your services. Learn as much as possible. And as you're volunteering, put it on your LinkedIn. Put it in a very fine professional way. That's why you have ChatGPT. By the way, learn how to use ChatGPT in a wise way. Be wise. Have wisdom when using it. Don't just go and put anything there. Garbage in is garbage out. So know what you're putting, how you instruct it, because it's like a child's mind. You need to teach it. Right? AI, they're still like a child's mind. You need to teach it what it needs to do. So teach it how to respond to you. Teach it how to sound like you. Teach it. You need to. I teach that, but I'm not going to teach that here anyway. You need to learn it, how to interact with ChatGPT, so that it gives you the best response, and then you can now fine tune it and then put it on your LinkedIn. So your headline again says open to opportunities, just like how your CV is screaming, hire me, hire me. Your headline is saying open to opportunities or open to work. Desperation stinks, so let's not be desperate. Let's not make it so obvious that we need a job. Your summary is either blank or sounds generic. I am passionate about growth and about excellence. I'm a hard worker. We all are hard workers. That's why we're here. That's why we're looking for jobs. To remove that, just like how your CV is, put measurable results on your LinkedIn as well. You have no proof of skill, no recommendations, no future work, no clear personal brand. Your brand should be clear and to anybody seeing it, especially if you're a virtual assistant. I can't overemphasize. You see, when it's a call center agent, most times for call center agents, it's easier to just bypass and boycott all these very LinkedIn professional things. Why? Because most times they just need you to be on the call and receive calls from. They just need you to know how to speak English. Just know how to communicate. Just know how to speak English. That's their own problem. However, for a virtual assistant, you need to know how to be professional. You need to know how to organize yourself, put yourself together, and it starts from your LinkedIn, it starts from your CV, it starts from a whole lot of things that you need to do. So you need to be very attentive. I'm not saying that you are as a call center agent you cannot be attentive. I'm just saying that be more attentive when you are a virtual assistant. Don't just leave your LinkedIn or anything professional about you that's outside like that. It can cost you everything. Everything, I'm telling you. All right. This is what I'm talking about. Open to work, where you have open to work, please remove it from your credit form. Please remove it from your CV, from your LinkedIn. Please remove it from your LinkedIn. Remove it from your LinkedIn. Remove the open to work. Just make sure that your description and what you have speaks louder than having to say open to work. You may be open to work, but you may not be employable. What works instead? Start with a strong headline, not looking for remote jobs, but helping businesses to retrain customers to retain customers to build and boost us. It says it's sweet. It says it's sweet to say something like that. Deceive them. What concern me? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. So you can fine tune no matter how ras you think or empty or scanty you think your experience is, you can actually fine tune it to be valuable. And it's not because you are not valuable, it's because you are valuable, you just don't know how to put it in words that sound professional, in words that sound appealing, in words that draw people in. Just like how people used to say you are dressed, be dressed as you want to be addressed. How do you put that? You are addressed how you addressed. I don't know if that's how, but I know what I mean, right? Dress the way you want people to address you, the same way. Appear on LinkedIn the way you want people to take you. Okay? Write a result driven summary. Just like what we do on our CV, make sure that you tell recruiters the problem that you can solve. Don't just go rambling on about how you're a hard worker. What can you do? What can you bring to the table? Use keywords as well. On LinkedIn, there are keywords that need to be used, just like how, so there are general keywords that can be used for different jobs. So let's say you are a customer service agent. So words like customer success, communication needs to be on your CV, on your LinkedIn, like that. Show proof of certification, sample project. Now, how I teach, how I train my students is, yes, we have videos, we have teachings that go on, but we also have very, very rigorous assignments that kind of push you to, because that's how you will learn how to use the CRM, the tools, the softwares, the platforms that are valuable to you, to your field. And yes, we might not treat all of them, but we'll treat the basic ones that will help you understand how other platforms do that. Again, how other platforms work. Again, you need to understand that adaptability needs to be part of you as a remote worker. You need to learn how to adapt. Today, you might be a virtual assistant, and tomorrow, you might get a job as a call center agent. All right, so you need to be adaptable to things. Now my training teaches you these things, and at the end of the training you have a portfolio. It's a by force, it's by force, you have to have a portfolio. It's not negotiable. By the end of the training you have a portfolio to show that this is the work you've done, at least for entry level people. For people who have no experience at all, you can have a little bit of a portfolio that you can now work on by further experiences, further volunteering. Make sure you volunteer. I cannot overemphasize volunteer and network. You hear people talking about remote work and you're feeling intimidated. Why are you feeling intimidated? Or you're feeling shy? Me has to chook head though. That's how I landed my first job. I will chook head inside. I will ask you questions. I will collect your number. I will ask you more questions until you understand that I'm very serious about this. So if you see any opportunity, just remember that there's one girl that is always disturb me. I was in people's faces on my status. I do this remotely. I work remotely. Remote was just everywhere, and I I feel like I kind of conditioned the mind of the viewers to understand that I'm looking for a remote job, because there was somebody who just reached out to me in the night, like 1:30 a.m. in the night, and just sent me a message and say, "Hey, B, I had this job, I can't do it. But I see that you've wanted to work remotely for a while. Can you do it? Can you do it, Cam?" So I jumped there. I say yes, I can do it now. Hey, I didn't have the gadgets. I went to borrow. I borrowed all the gadgets to start. From my first salary, I was able to buy all the gadgets, and I was okay. That's how I started my first remote job, because I put it in people's faces. It was everywhere on my every social everything, on my WhatsApp, everywhere. So yes, you need to also network. That is just by the way. I'm just telling you. This is by the way. Engage strategically. Now, when you're on LinkedIn, engage strategically. Look for posts that are in your field, comments, sensible comments, posts to repost, share insights, make yourself visible to hiring managers. Best secret. The best secret is the type of jobs that you actually go for as an entry level, as somebody who does not have any experience. Most times we go for things that are more than our power. Like when I started with product management and product design. Mind you, I love product design. I love it. Absolutely love it. I do it on the side. I just like the fact that I'm designing and nobody is, I'm just in my world there. I love product design. However, I realized that I wasn't landing jobs, and and I needed money, guys. I needed to save. I needed to do a lot of things. I needed money at that time. I realized that I wasn't landing jobs in product design. I had to do a whole lot to land just the basic entry level remote job in product design. So I decided to change strategy. I started to learn more about virtual assistant, call center agent, and I started to build capacity in that sense. I started to do more volunteering in that particular in that sense. And within 2 months of having to put myself out there with that, I was able to land my first remote job, which is where I said somebody sent me a message and said, "Can I do it?" And immediately I got into the space, I networked like my life depended on it, because it did. I did a whole lot of networking. I networked so much that once anybody here sees that is changing a job, they just tell me, "Hey, I just changed a job." Oh, I'm like, "Oh yeah, nice. Where are you working now?" And then they send me the link and I apply. If it's a better job, I leave. I leave and go to the better one that is paying me better. All right. So I did a lot of the networking. I did. And I want you to do that. Now I'm going to share those secrets with you. I'll prefer that you do not waste your time with things that are hard to land an entry level job. Let's start with the ones that are easier, like virtual assistant, call center agent, and teaching English as a second language. Now, these are not just the only easier ones to get. There are others, but for this particular training, we're going to be treating this only. From next year, we're going to be treating more. So make sure that you are tuned to all of our social media platforms. To all of you're also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will get the first hand information when we start. Okay. Now, virtual assistants, basically, you're going to be doing a whole lot of email management, scheduling, admin tasks. Depends on who you're working with and what kind of virtual assistant niche you're going for. But in general, virtual assistant is basically being an assistant to somebody or to a company. So it depends on what they want you to assist them with. Now, call center agent. On the call center agent, you can be a customer service agent, you can be a telemarketer, you can be a sales agent, you can even be an appointment setter, right? And teaching English as a second language, basically, you are teaching foreigners how to speak English. I don't know if we watch Korean movies. I love Korean movies. I don't know if you watch Korean movies, you watch animes, and you hear these people try to speak English. The English is not very solid. The English is sometimes very terrible. Now, they don't want their children to be like that, so they usually enroll their children, even then themselves, on platforms that will help them speak English better. Now, that's where you come in, teach them how to speak it, and you get paid. Now, the numbers and the amount you're seeing here are the average pay for each. For all of them, average like beginner level $400, $500 per month, and then you grow into it. Now, you need to understand that most of these people, what they're looking for is not hard workers. Most of these companies, they're looking for people to help them make money. They're looking for ways to cut down costs, production costs, make more money at the same time, save time, make their customers happy. Okay, so they're looking for these foreign companies are looking for way to cost production cost. That's why they're looking for you, Africans, because we are cheap labor. You see Africans, Jamaicans, Filipinos, Colombians, um, and some other country. I'm trying to remember. They cost that one our price is very cheap. Right? Price for employing us is very cheap. Production cost very cheap. So they wouldn't spend so much having to employ us, but we are going to do the job and make sure that we bring, value to the company. So that's why they're looking for you. So the jobs are there. Like, it's not like the jobs are not there. They are. It's just how to find them, where to find them, are you skilled enough to find them, and all of those things. Now, for virtual assistant, most times they're just looking for you to save their time, customer service, keep their customers happy, sales, and ESL. So basically, you make money. Make money. That's what they're looking for. Now, pick a skill that is easy to start, in demand, and is scalable. So you can pick a skill that is easier for you to do. Some people don't like talking at all. I used to be one of those people. I still hate phone calls. I really hate phone calls. However, all the energy I gather during the day, I use it for, my work. So most times, as much as possible, I'm quiet, I'm in my house, I hardly go out. I just want to gather all the energy so that by the time I get on the phone, it's going and I'm consulting with my clients, it's going to be easy to consult and know what they're saying. And thank God I don't have to consult with a lot of clients daily. All right. So I get to schedule my time, I get to schedule my clients, and it's easier for me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, you can choose either being a virtual assistant, an ESL teacher, a sales support agent. I mean, you can choose what is easy for you. So let's go through it and see what they do. As a virtual assistant is like an office assistant, but instead of working in a physical office, you're working from, the online shop, the online office. And what do? You handle administrative tasks, you support businesses and entrepreneurs, you manage social media, create documents, handle customers' inquiry. And I mean, it depends on the clients you're working with. So the virtual assistant is a very, very wide and broad course. And you can streamline it to what you know, what you understand. You can be a law person, a lawyer. I think that's what it's called. You can be a lawyer. Maybe you've practiced law. You can actually be a virtual assistant in a law firm because you already know the lingo of law and all of those things. You get what I'm trying to say? You can have a little bit of experience in the medical field. You can be a virtual assistant, a medical virtual assistant to hospitals abroad, and you can be in the comfort of your home and you're doing it. To be honest with you, you can be a virtual assistant to an education body, educational body, like a university, because I have a few of my friends there. So a virtual assistant is broad. You can streamline it to what you so what we're going to be teaching you is beginners level. Now, if you want to go into the advanced, you can pay for the advanced class, or you can even on your own go and just research and think, oh, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What niche do I want to take? Who hires them? Small business owners, startup coaches, busy professionals. In simple terms, a virtual assistant is like the right hand helper to these people, to a business owner or whoever it is that you're going to be. Now, customer service agent or call center agent, as I like to call them. Under call center agent, I have my customer service agents who usually handle complaints, questions, requests, help with billings, with orders, with technical issues, and things like that. Then I have my telemarketers. My telemarketers are my cold callers, those people who contact potential customers often during by phone, introduce the product. So most times, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a video of people who who are on a call with their headsets, right? With their headsets, and then they're talking to customer. Hey, this is Abby, and I'm calling from blah 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 company, blah 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 blah. So most times those are actually cold callers. They are calling random people, not random people, Shah. They are calling potential customers or potential people who they think will turn into customers of the company. So the companies look for the leads, they look for the numbers, and these people then call them and introduce the products to them. A lot of times they get rejected. So if you're going to be a call center agent, know that you're going to get yelled on, rejected, insulted. Just know that you're going to be doing that. So if you don't have stomach for it, don't even smell that place. I had a colleague one time that was always crying after a call. She was always crying. It's not funny because it's really terrible. And I felt pity for her, but well, that's the job. Then you have your sales agent. Your sales agent, you focus on turning conversations into sales. So most times you have people who consult a lot, like I do. I do a lot of consultation, and most times that my consultation actually turns into sales. Sometimes my consultation may not turn into sales that day, but in a future day, it now turns into sale, right? And then they handle warm leads. So there's this thing they call cold leads and warm leads. Cold leads are people who do not know you're going to be calling them. You just call them randomly, and they are angry that you call them. Some of them may not be angry. Warm leads are people who know that you're going to be calling them, meaning you've scheduled a time for them. Both of you have scheduled and agreed on a time to call. You use script for all of this. For call center agents, all of you will be using scripts. Definitely will be using scripts. And if you're a sales agent or a telemarketer, you will have targets. So just know that. Then ESL teachers. ESL teachers basically teaching English as a second language. What you do is teach grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. So if you know that your pronunciation is not right, you don't know how to do that. It will be easier for you to avoid this until you know how to pronounce, until you know how to actually talk well, how to pronounce the words well. I used to be an ESL. I used to do ESL. I changed because it was very stressful. I realized that I only know how to do grammar and vocabulary when I'm talking, like when I'm in a very professional sense. When I'm in a very playful sense, my English just flies away from my head. I don't know what's happening, right? And when teaching English as second language, I was going to be teaching kids. So that means I had to go into that my playful mode. That means I know if you teach them any grammar, these people will come and be saying rubbish. And I probably would just burst into laugh. So I just told myself it's better for me to just go to the one that I really know how to do. And so, I just potted to sales because sales gave me more money and I prefer sales. Another thing you're going to be doing is helping students practice English, practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing English. So you're going to be having a lot of conversation with these people. You're going to use lesson plans, games, conversations to make learning easy. So a lot of the platforms also provide lesson plans. So do not fear. Lesson plans are already provided by most of these platforms. So you don't necessarily need to do anything. All you have to do is just go over their lesson plan, learn it, and do more research on your own parts because that's very important. That's a given. And then, come for the class. Now, who you can teach teenagers, children, adults from other countries like China, Korea, Japan, Spain, a lot of these countries. In simple terms, an ESL teacher is like a friendly English coach who helps students around the world learn to speak and understand English better. Now, when you're transitioning from jobs from different, so I'm sure a lot of us are coming from different jobs. Some of us are coming from being a student. You're transitioning and you think you don't have experience. I want you to put a few of these things in mind. So I did bring up a few things, relatable things around us that people usually do that can encourage you to let you know that hey, you already have experience and you can go for these things. Now let's say someone who has worked in a department store just basically means maybe a supermarket or a provision store, can also work as a remote support associate, meaning a customer service rep. That's basically what it just means. Someone who has worked as a receptionist can also work as a virtual assistant because you already know how to manage calls, organize schedules, keep communication professional. Somebody who has worked as a teacher's assistant or maybe an English tutor before or tutor shy in any way can work as an online teacher because they already know how to explain concepts, guide their learners, and stay calm when someone needs help understanding their instructions. Someone who has worked as a cashier can work as a support agent, a customer service agent, a bookkeeper, because they understand record keeping, following procedures, staying accurate when client information as well. Someone who has worked as a hairstylist can also work as a customer experience agent, again a CS, even a sales rep, because they know how to build trust, they know how to give clear recommendation and handle different personalities daily. Now, if you're still confused about what you can go for, just know that if you enjoy organizing tasks, you can go for a virtual assistant. If you enjoy talking to people and solving issues, you can go for the customer service, for the call center agents. And if you like teaching, if you like sharing knowledge, if you like guiding children or even adults, you can go for teaching English as a second language. I would encourage you that you should, in fact, apply yourself daily. Consistency builds visibility. Be consistent. Be consistent. Um, Learning without practicing is useless. So, like I said, volunteer as much as you can. That is going to help you in the long run. Now, how I train, I have already talked about this before. How I train is I train like I train hands on deck, like a real VA project you would do, mock customer chat you would do, ESL lesson plan you would do. You are also admitted to the Slack community so that you start to learn how to use Slack, because Slack right now is one of the platforms a whole lot of people use, a whole lot of companies use to communicate, and a lot of us do not know how to use it. The easiest way to tell you how to use Slack is like WhatsApp community. You know how WhatsApp community is now, where under the community you have different groups. That's how Slack is. So instead of groups, they call it channels. We have different channels on the Slack. So my students are admitted into the Slack community, and then they learn how to use these things. Now, if you implement what I have said to you, you too can have results as amazing as this. Results as amazing as earning 1.3. Uh, did I say 1.3? This is not 1.3. This is this is 2M, I think. Earning $1,300 monthly, earning $300 weekly. I mean, in 4 weeks, somebody's earning 1.6. You can also be that person. Now, some of the few frequently questions I usually do get asked is I do not have, or people usually say, I do not have money. How do I start? I do understand that money is tight right now. However, let's say you're currently earning $200 monthly. Now, you could be earning 2 million. So that's 1.8 that you're letting go every single month. Do the calculation. I don't have the time. Now, thank God that my classes are self-paced. So they're self-paced. You go through the classes and you're at your convenient time for a month. You're given access for 1 month. The videos are not so much. The videos are not so hefty like that. So for 1 month, you're being given access, because again, this is a beginner's class. This is not beginners and advanced joined together. This is a beginner's class. Now the videos are, they're very down to earth, very simple to follow. They give you idea of what you need to do, and then you can follow the videos, do the assignments, and you're able to submit in a month. I've been scammed before, and I do understand that. I do understand that completely. However, I've been building I've been building my brand, my business for 4 years. I'm not going to jeopardize that. That's one. Secondly, you can follow us again, like I said, on all social media handles. Our name is Work From Home with 10. So just type Work From Home with 10, and you would see us. You see us. You see the logo. Just go see what our students are saying about us, see the feedback from our students and the students that we've graduated from the past month that we've done our training. I would actually love that you actually do a research on us. That will make me feel better. Can I really do this without a degree? Absolutely. 100% yes, you can. How long before I start to see results? To be honest with you, if you're able to implement everything I have or I've said to you, do it diligently. You should be seeing results with even how you communicate. within the first 30 days to 60 days. I have a student who recently just sent me a message that she got a job, and this was 2 weeks after her certificate was sent to her. By the way, you're also going to be getting a certificate. This is 2 weeks after her certificate was sent to her. She landed her first remote job. So, and I believe that that can be you. Do I need any special equipment? No, you do not need any special anything. As long as you have your phone, your laptop, a good internet, you have electricity, you're good. And with $50,000, honestly, you can. If you have a quiet place, um, you have you can get a headset that's less than 10,000. You can get a laptop, or you can borrow from somebody just for the first few months, and your first salary should be able to get you a good laptop, at least even if it's not a new laptop, a second-hand good laptop to start with. Where do you find these jobs? Where do I need to find these jobs? Well, some people find these jobs from public market like Fiverr, Upwork, which is good if you know how to use it, but you tend to compete with a whole lot of people, and it takes time, and you have 2 to 3% success rate. Some people go to the professional market like Angel List, Remote OK. We work remotely, which is also a very good platform to look for jobs, remote jobs. Success rate is about 15 to 20%. Now we have hidden job markets where people also look for jobs like communities. Like in my community, I have my community where we get either referrals, direct links to the companies that would not naturally put their link out there. Like where I work right now, I didn't get a link from anywhere. It wasn't put anywhere that they were looking for a job. It was a direct referral. So somebody has worked with me before and told the CEO, "Hey, you need to employ this girl because this is the result she was bringing in the former place I was working, and that's how I got the job." The One of the current jobs I'm doing right now. So most jobs I do is basically through direct referral, and that's how most of the remote jobs work. So hidden market where you have referrals, private networks, and your success rate is 60 to 80%. I think I've given you enough to see that this is possible. But knowing is not enough. What do you need? You need somebody who can help you out, who can teach you exactly what to do, hold your hand through it, and direct you to where you need to go to. And that's why I created Work from Home with 10. Now, Work from Home with 10 basically helps you to go through this entire three secrets, teaches you everything, holds your hand through how to go through this job market. I also hold consulting clients. I also hold consulting classes as well, for a new kind of skill required by companies these days: credit repair. Now, starter pack. This is one of the packages that we do have, and it's charged at $250,000, 250,000 naira. And what do? We have the job boards, we have the done for you templates, and we have the LinkedIn optimization checklist and portfolio builder kit. We also have the second package, which is 450. What do? You get everything in the starter pack package, and you have access to private community, you have interview success tools, and you have a 30-minute strategy call with me. Now, we have the elite mentorship program where you are mentored. Everything in the growth accelerator package. And what do you have? Again, you have 90 minutes one-on-one strategy call with me. You have personalized portfolio review. So I go through your portfolio and see what you can do better, what you can remove, add, and what we can do to help you out to build a very great brand in your portfolio. Priority job referrals, obviously, like you're going to be the first one we call, first person we speak to when I get job referrals from companies, and we do that. We do get those from few of the jobs that few of my friends, my network has worked on, or worked with. Sorry, you see why I cannot do ESL. All right. Now the total package is about 1.2. If you're going to buy the entire package, it's about 1.2. Each builds to the previous one, offering more access, support, and direct mentorship as the level increases. Now, if you hired me personally to do a coaching session for you, my coaching session is 200 is a 200 thousand naira, almost at $200, 200,000 naira, um, to coach you privately, and I have a 1 month waiting list for that. But because you stay for an entire presentation tonight, I am going to be charging you nowhere near that. I'm not even going to charge you half of that. You remember how I said that if you stay to the end of this, we have a very sweet bonus coming for you. Your investment for the complete work from home with 10, like I said, is worth 1.2, but we're going to be charging you 80,000 naira only. However, there's more. So again, stay tuned. A special exclusive bonus. Now, the price for this program, yes, we said it's $80,000, 80,000 naira. Now, imagine all you'll be getting for this is just 80,000 naira, but I have something even special for you, for the people on this webinar tonight. That's for the people who have stayed, who are on this webinar tonight. I'm going to be doing something that I hardly do. You can get the complete work from home with 10 for just 40,000 naira. So this program has been discounted for the price of 40,000 naira. Original price is 80,000 naira, but you'll be given at 40,000 naira. Okay. And this is just a one-time commitment. Now, I am giving a special exclusive bonus to the first 5 people to make payments. And what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting your CV revamp from me for 2 different jobs. Remember how I said you cannot do one CV for different kind of for all the jobs. You have to do different CVs for different jobs. I'm going to be reviewing your CV and revamping your CV for you for 2 different job descriptions. And you're going to be having a 15-minute consultation with me on career compatibility. Now, the sweetest part about this is you are also going to be joined into my community where I teach consultations for credit repair. Now, that's just for the first 5 people. I'm not admitting more than 5 people into this. All right. I teach credit repair. Credit repair is a very hot cake right now for companies abroad because they are looking for people who have, and they don't just employ entry level. They're looking for people who have knowledge in it. I do, because this is what I do. I consult Americans on their credit and how to fix their credit. I'm going to be teaching you credit repair. Credit repair is what I teach and consult, help people consult for $300. It is not easy. It is not knowledge that comes easy. I charge $300 for credit for consulting, helping people learn how to do credit repair. My clients themselves, to fix their credit, I charge $1,000. So it's not easy. It's not a cheap thing. So I'm giving the first 5 people access to my community to learn how to do credit repair as well. Now, here's the thing. This price is for the people who are available only watching this webinar. After today, you will no longer have access to the bonuses again. All right. After today, you will no longer have access to the bonuses again. So as much as you can, make sure that you are one of the 5 people who are going to be that person who pays. I mean, that's a very juicy bonus. So I know it's a juicy bonus. So now, for the one-time payments, you can get access to training and the program, and you will be trained by me. And this is again for 40,000 naira. Like I said, all you have to do is just click on the link right now, and once you pay, all you need to do is send your screenshot. Please make sure you screenshot and send it to the number below, or to the number that is attached to the link. Once you click on the link, you pay. It shows you, it directs you to my number. Now, if you have any questions, all I need you to do is to also send your questions to me directly to WhatsApp, and I would, as much as possible, try to answer all the questions as soon as I can. Okay. Again, once you make payments, please immediately send a screenshot to the number showing right here, or to the number that is attached to the link for payment. The link for payment is on the comment section, so just click on it. It takes you straight to where you need to pay. It's also on the WhatsApp groups, so you can just click on the payment link, and it takes you straight to where you need to pay. Screenshot your payment, send it to me directly or send it to Eddie, which is this number, directly to WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I mean, you stay to the end. Congratulations. And I'm going to see you in class.